So last week I introduced you guys to the Marin Ripzone 1, and I think that this bike is the best budget full suspension that you can buy on the market today. And I really think that this Marin Ripzone 1 is perfect for somebody who is just wanting to start out or wanting to get their first full suspension. So my idea for this budget bike is definitely to upgrade. Now this isn't something that you have to do from the get-go. You could go ahead and buy this bike and ride it for years and not change a thing on it and be super happy. Last week, this delivery appeared out of nowhere, and it contains the next upgrade for the Marin. Let's go ahead and dig into it and see what it is. Let's go ahead and see what's in here. What is this? It's a KS dropper post. It's 150 millimeters. That's the exact spec that comes on the Ripzone 2. This thing is gonna be perfect for it. Let's go ahead and let's get this thing installed. Now this KS dropper post is the 900i. And what I really liked about this particular one is for $139, it came with a lever. I really wanted to go with some other brands as I'm a huge fan of P&W. But at that particular time, whenever I purchased it, the P&W loam dropper post was running about 200 bucks. And that didn't include a lever, and I hope that this lever is somewhat decent. But we're just gonna have to put it on and find out. And one of the really cool parts about this Marin is that it comes pre-drilled with all the holes you need to put a dropper post in. And it's got these little rubber grommets. Now these little rubber grommets, they are extremely hard to get out of the frame and even more difficult to put into the frame. But that's a good thing as it keeps water out of your frame the entire time. Now, one thing it didn't come with that I was a little disappointed with was that it came with only one extra rubber grommet that had a hole pre-drilled into it. So up at the top of the frame, I used the pre-drilled one, which was really nice since that one's gonna be more visible to anybody who's looking at the bike. But down at the bottom of the frame where the brake line was coming through, I fortunately was able to squeeze both the brake line and the dropper post cable through the single hole, and it seems to work just fine. But where the dropper post goes into the seat tube, I actually had to drill this out. It wasn't that big of a deal, but it would have been nice if it came with one extra grommet that had a hole in it so I didn't have to worry about drilling this at all. These KS dropper posts are really easy to install. One tip for you is whenever you install this little piece on the end of the cable, put it as close to the end of the cable as possible. It'll make it easier whenever you go to actually put it onto the dropper post. Now this particular dropper post lever is just basically tightened down with a screw, so you can snip off the end of the cable if you have a little grommet at the end of it. Then you can feed that through the lever and then tighten it down with the screw that's provided. Just be careful with the little screws that come provided that go on both ends of the cable as they're super tiny, and if you lose these, you're gonna have to order another set because no extra ones are provided. Now after looking at this dropper post and how it was installed, I probably could fit 175 millimeters, but I think 200 millimeters would be pushing it. If anybody out there has installed a 200 millimeter dropper post successfully on their Marin Ripzone, let me know in the comments below. I'm really interested if that would fit. Now that we've got it fully installed and the cables are organized, let's go ahead and give this a test. This KS dropper post works really smoothly. This is the same brand that I put on the Giordano, and I've been really happy with it all along. Now, I've never had a $300 or $400 dropper post, so I can't really speak to the differences that those will provide. But these KS dropper posts have worked really well for me over the years. So I have a lot of confidence that this one will also be a really good deal. Now that I got the dropper post fully installed on the Marin, let's go ahead and take it out to a crazy trail. I'm gonna take it out to Howler Bike Park. This is a brand new bike park to my area, and it's got some really gnarly stuff. Things that are way above my pay grade. So hopefully this dropper post will come in super handy whenever I hit up those rock gardens and those jumps out at the bike park. Definitely not what I would call a blue. Whoa! Interesting rim breaker. That's cool. A well-made berm. This is fast. You're there. Now there's no way that I am ready to do some of the big black diamond features that they have out at this bike park, but I had a blast riding down some of these trails. They have an amazing green trail and some awesome blue trails that will push the limits into the edge of a black diamond trail. This park was amazing and the Marin performed flawlessly. Not to mention, I was running tubes in this bike the entire time with the stock tires. And those Crown Gem tires actually perform really well in my area. I'm thinking about keeping those on. If you guys have any suggestions for other brands of tires for my riding area, let me know in the comments below. But so far, I'm really liking them. And this dropper post was perfect for Howler Bike Park. I would not have wanted to ride this bike without the dropper post in that park. There were so many situations where I needed to drop that post, but then I also wanted to raise it back up so I could pedal to get going a little bit quicker. This thing worked out really, really well, and I'm super impressed with the 150 millimeters of travel on it. So if you guys have a Marin Rift Zone 1 or you're wanting to get one, definitely think about picking up one of these KS dropper posts because for only $139, you get everything you need out of the box. So drop-in crew, if you are interested in buying one of these bikes or any of the parts that I put on it, definitely use my links down below. Since those links are affiliated, it does come back to help out this channel at no additional cost to you. And also I want to give a big thanks to my Drop-In Crew Pro members. You guys are helping support this channel directly and I greatly appreciate that. So there you go, the dropper post is installed on the Marin, the first successful upgrade other than the pedals. And I think that any mountain bike can definitely use a dropper post. Me personally, not having a dropper post is not an option. That is definitely the first upgrade that I would highly recommend for anybody purchasing the Marin Rift Zone 1. And if you don't want to do that install yourself, check out the Marin Rift Zone 2. It comes pre-installed with the dropper post. So now that we got the dropper post installed and we got pedals put on and we've ridden this in a really gnarly trail, I wonder what the next upgrade could be. Oh yeah, this is gonna be sweet. I don't know if you see that brand on there, but these things are gonna be rolling smooth.